Let's not.
Number 1.
Top 5 NFL teams in trouble, and I saw one of them you saw last night. Number 1 is the Houston Texans. They can't block. The run game, outside of when teams are playing Ole defense and letting Nick Chubb score, you're not getting any explosives out of that. CJ Stroud seems to get rattled a lot more than he did back in the day. It feels like if we look back on this dude's career and his best season was his rookie season, that is going to be an absolute travesty. He's got so much more room, so much more growth to be had. So I'm not writing the final chapter on this guy's career 2 years and 2 games in. But I will say, through 2 games, he's not looked good. They still haven't been able to protect him. Their new offensive coordinator, Nick Caley, has not shown anything super impressive. They drafted 2 receivers in the first 3 rounds, but don't play either of them that much in Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. So it's like if you're going to spend that kind of draft capital on skill position players, either use them or spend that elsewhere, like on the offensive line, or maybe, I mean, the defense is really good. Really, they could just beef up the trenches. I'm confused with the direction of this franchise. It's weird how DeMeco Ryans and CJ Stroud look so strong out of the gates. Dropping the 0-2 while Daniel Jones has the Colts 2-0, while the Titans are on an upswing right now, while the Jaguars look somewhat competent despite them losing this weekend. I think Trevor Lawrence and BTJ and Travis Hunter, they get things together eventually. Like, the Texans could be a flash in the pan. These 2 division crowns could be out of the way as the AFC South continues to get better. They are in an area of desperation right now, and it sucks because that defense is elite, and they're young, and they're going to be good. The offense can't keep up. The Texans, the number 1 team in trouble, they've got to find a way to protect C.J. Stroud.
I do think we might be able to look back on this start for the Texans and think, okay, they played 2 really good teams, and they played them pretty close.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the Rams score? I think they played
14-9.
Right, that was a rock fight. Okay. An ugly loss,
Yeah.
but a loss nonetheless. And they were right there with the Buccaneers. Like, the 2 teams they played are 2-0. So the other data point you have on their oppositions beat somebody else.
That's true.
So I'm not ready to sound the alarm on the Houston Texans, because what would you judge as a successful season for the Houston Texans?
They got to win the division.
That's it?
Yeah, they got to win the division. You got to
fine.
win a playoff game as well, though. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
They got to win. They've done that each of the last 2 years. You can't take a step backwards right now if you're the Texans.
Yeah, I think winning a playoff game, that's where, okay, you're seeing cracks in the armor. You're seeing reason to believe that they won't be able to maintain that level of stability and that level of AFC competitiveness.
Yeah.
That's where you might have worry, but they would still get my bet on winning their division.
Well, here's what I want to leave you with then. You can say that they can win the division. You can have faith in this team, but I also want you to take a look at what they have coming up in their schedule. And I think that this is going to be the end-all, be-all. The next 3 games for the Houston Texans: at the Jaguars, versus the Titans, and then at the Ravens. They're 0-2. They have to get those 2 wins against the 2 teams that should be in the bottom of the AFC South, the Jaguars and the Titans. They've got to pick those 2 up, because I do not see a world in which they're competitive with the Ravens. We saw what that looked like last year.
And the year before that.
And yeah,
they're not competitive against the Ravens.
They have no shot against Baltimore. So you have to get 2 wins there. But then more specifically, look at the back end of their schedule, week 12 through 18. They play the Bills at home. They're at the Indianapolis Colts. That's going to be a tough one for the top of the division if the Colts continue on that trajectory. They are then at Arrowhead Stadium to play the Chiefs. Likely a must-win game for the Chiefs at that point. They play the Cardinals. They play the Raiders, both at home. Their last 2 games of the season will be at the Chargers. Likely a game they need to win to seal up the AFC West. And then they're going to be home to the Colts in Week 18. I don't know what the Colts are all the way yet, but it's at the very least they have looked really, really good to start the season off. Are they the Saints from last year? And we're going to be looking at ourselves laughing and pointing like, haha, remember when y'all believed in them? Or is this a serious team that could be a 10 or 11 win team and threaten the Texans for the AFC crown, AFC South crown? Like, time will tell. Danny Dimes sometimes could be a ticking time bomb. So far, like, he's Indiana Jones. He's a new dude.
I'm not ready to actually take the Colts for face value right now.
Okay.
I really I want to get around to it. It sounds
good,
fun.
Jonathan Taylor.
I'm not ready to truly buy in.
Your guy Tyler Warren, Penn State.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of targets too. That looks great. It's fantastic. And I think the story's going to be done by Halloween at the very latest. I think in October, we're going to be pointing and laughing at the thought of possibly the Colts being back.
Biggest surprise through 2 weeks of the NFL season. To me, it's been the Texans' inability to protect CJ Stroud, and also the fact that they now no longer look like the favorites in their own division.